Why women lose attraction over time. Let me say something that most men never want to hear, but deep down, they already know it. Women don't usually wake up one morning and just lose attraction. It doesn't disappear overnight. It erodes, slowly, quietly, predictably. And the scariest part? Most men are actively causing it while believing they're doing everything right. If you've ever wondered how a woman who once couldn't keep her hands off you now feels distant, uninterested, or emotionally checked out, stay with me. Because this isn't about looks, money, or age the way you've been told. This is about behavior, energy, and leadership over time. Miss this, and no amount of red pill theory will save you. Here's the truth most men refuse to confront. Attraction is not maintained by effort. It's maintained by identity. At the beginning, she's responding to who you are. Over time, she reacts to who you become. And that's where things go wrong. You stopped leading, but didn't notice when it happened. You stopped being intentional, but told yourself things were stable. You stopped creating polarity, but assumed love alone would carry the weight. Attraction requires tension, not chaos, not drama, but direction. And when direction disappears, desire slowly follows. This brings us to the first major reason attraction fades. Familiarity without leadership kills desire. Early on, you're decisive. You lead. You don't ask for permission to exist in your own life. She feels your direction. Then, comfort sets in. You start explaining yourself too much. You seek consensus. You ask instead of decide. You stop being the man who moves first. Familiarity itself isn't the problem. Familiarity without masculine leadership is. Women don't lose attraction because they get to know you. They lose attraction when knowing you reveals a lack of backbone. She doesn't want mystery forever. She wants stability with strength. When strength fades, safety becomes boredom. Masculine leadership isn't dominance. It's not barking orders or being alpha on the internet. It's decisiveness. It's initiative. It's emotional steadiness. When a woman starts feeling like she has to steer the relationship, plan everything, initiate everything, regulate emotions, and manage outcomes, something in her closes. Not because she hates responsibility, but because responsibility kills polarity. When leadership erodes, she doesn't always complain. She adapts. And adaptation looks like emotional distance. She becomes less reactive, less expressive, less invested. And many men mistake this silence for peace until they wake up one day wondering where the attraction went. Now, before we go further, if this is already hitting uncomfortably close to home, pause for a second and do 3 things. Hit the thumbs up so this kind of content actually gets pushed. Subscribe if you're serious about mastering relationships, not coping through them. And drop a comment saying, "Stay sharp," so I know you're paying attention. Now, let's go deeper. You start living for her approval. This one is deadly and subtle. At first, you're centered. Your life doesn't revolve around her reactions. She joins your frame. Then, slowly, you begin adjusting your behavior to keep her happy. You avoid conflict. You over-explain. You start filtering yourself. You think you're being emotionally intelligent. What she feels is, this man is now managing me instead of leading himself. Approval seeking is repulsive over time because it reverses polarity. She doesn't want to be your emotional manager. She wants to respond to your presence, not maintain it. Another is sexual complacency. This is where many men lose ground without realizing it. Sex isn't just physical release, it's communication. When sex becomes rushed, selfish, repetitive, or disconnected, a woman doesn't just feel unsatisfied, she feels unconsidered. And consideration is one of the deepest triggers of female attraction. When a man stops caring about rhythm, anticipation, reciprocity, and aftermath, sex stops feeling like intimacy and starts feeling like obligation. She may still participate, but participation is not desire. And when desire fades in the bedroom, it rarely stays confined there. It bleeds into everything else. Women don't lose attraction because sex isn't perfect. They lose attraction when sex loses intentionality. And here's a hard truth. A woman will emotionally detach long before she physically withdraws. If you've noticed compliance without enthusiasm, that's already the warning sign. The next is you stop respecting yourself. This is the part men rationalize the most: sloppy habits, neglected health, declining discipline, lower standards. You assume she'll understand. She does, but understanding is not attraction. Women don't stay attracted to men who treat themselves like an afterthought. Self-respect is not loud, it's visible. When your routines fall apart, when your edge dulls, when you stop challenging yourself, she doesn't feel inspired, she feels burdened. And no woman stays aroused by a man she feels she has to carry emotionally or energetically. She may not say anything, but her body responds. Self-respect is contagious, so is self-neglect. A man who stops holding himself to a standard slowly teaches her how to see him, and once attraction reframes you as comfortable instead of grounded, it's hard to reverse without real change. You confuse comfort with desire. This one hurts. A woman can love you and not desire you. She can trust you and not feel drawn to you. She can stay and already be gone. Comfort is what keeps relationships functioning. Desire is what keeps them alive. Men often lean into comfort because it feels safe, but safety without polarity breeds stagnation. The man who prioritizes being liked over being respected will eventually be neither. You stop growing and she feels it. Here's the final piece most men overlook. Women are not attracted to your potential, they're attracted to your trajectory. If your growth stalls, if your life plateaus, if your ambition softens, attraction fades, even if she can't articulate why. She feels it before she understands it, and once attraction drops below a certain threshold, logic can't bring it back. So why do women lose attraction over time? Because the man they responded to at the beginning no longer exists. Not because he became worse, but because he became passive, reactive, or comfortable. Attraction is maintained by direction, presence, discipline, self-respect, and sexual leadership, not by effort, not by pleasing, not by over-communication. If this video challenged you, that's a good thing. Growth isn't comfortable, but it's necessary. This channel isn't about blaming women, it's about men taking responsibility for the energy they bring into relationships. If you stay sharp, stay disciplined, and stay grounded in who you are, attraction doesn't need to be chased. It follows. Stay sharp.